Welcome to Stoic in Your Life, where the wisdom of ancient philosophy meets the rhythm of modern life. Epicurus, a sage revered in Stoic circles, once wisely stated, "Associate with those who elevate you, individuals whose presence draws out your finest qualities." This echoes the familiar adage, "You're the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with." In today's episode, we'll delve into this concept through the discerning eyes of Stoicism. We're set to uncover the 13 types of individuals who might hinder your journey in embracing Stoic principles, and why distancing yourself from them could be a pivotal step in your growth. Before we dive in, I'd be grateful if you could like this video to support the spread of Stoic philosophy. And if you haven't yet subscribed, I encourage you to do so and ring the bell for notifications, ensuring you never miss our insightful discussions. Let's unveil the 13 types of people that a true Stoic should consider steering clear of. The first type of person is the complainer. In the realm of friendship, especially as guided by Stoic principles, it's crucial to be discerning about the company we keep. The first type of person to be wary of is the complainer. Picture this: a friend, family member, or coworker who seems to have a knack for finding fault in everything. It could be the weather, their job, or even the most trivial matters. You might think, "Why should I be bothered? I'll just ignore it." But it's not that simple. Constant exposure to such negativity can be draining, much like a leaky fort slowly sapping your emotional energy. Stoicism, a philosophy that emphasizes practical wisdom, teaches us to focus on actionable solutions rather than dwelling on problems. Consider a scenario where you're working with a chronic complainer on a project. Each meeting becomes a draining session of complaints, affecting the team's morale and distracting everyone from finding real solutions. You might find yourself becoming disenchanted, not just with the project but with life in general. Let's bring this into a more tangible context. Imagine you're working on a significant project at your company, and there's a colleague, David, who constantly complains. Every meeting with him turns into a litany of grievances about the project's pressure and organizational issues. Initially, you might try to be supportive, but over time, David's relentless negativity starts to affect the entire team's morale. Meetings become tense, productivity drops, and everyone feels drained. From a Stoic perspective, there are several principles you can apply in such a situation. First, focus on what you can control, your reactions and thoughts, not David's. Concentrate on improving your own performance, rather than letting the situation deteriorate because of him. Next, challenge negative thoughts. David's perspective might not reflect reality or be significant. Look for the positive aspects of the project instead. Moreover, strive to create a positive environment. By embodying Stoic thinking and maintaining a positive attitude, you can influence your work group and foster a more encouraging atmosphere. Stoicism teaches us that it's not about changing others, but about managing and reacting to the situations around us. In this case, it helps you maintain a positive outlook and focus on solutions rather than getting bogged down in negativity. So how does Stoicism guide us in dealing with a complainer? Firstly, limit your exposure to them as much as possible. If avoidance isn't feasible, say because they're a family member or colleague, then mentally distance yourself during their complaints. Visualize their grievances as a transient storm, loud and unsettling, but ultimately temporary and powerless against the steadfast mountain of your inner tranquility. Another strategy is to steer conversations towards solutions or change the subject to something more constructive. To echo the words of Marcus Aurelius, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." This Stoic wisdom reminds us to vigilantly guard our mental peace, ensuring that the chronic negativity of complainers doesn't derail us from our path of resilience and virtue. In modern life, where challenges and negative influences abound, such Stoic practices are not just relevant but essential for maintaining our serenity and focus. The second type of person is the drama magnet. We occasionally cross paths with what I call the drama magnet. Picture this. Your life is a tranquil voyage, but suddenly, you're caught in the turbulent waters stirred by someone who seems to thrive in a constant state of crisis. This person, the drama magnet, possesses an uncanny ability to pull you into their whirlpool of chaos. At first, their intensity might seem alluring, perhaps mistaken for passion. But soon, you realize that their presence is akin to steering your ship through a relentless storm, both exhausting and perilous. The challenge with drama magnets is their crises feel contagious. Their turmoil can easily become your turmoil. Take, for instance, a friend in your circle, let's call her Sarah. Sarah often finds herself embroiled in conflicts, and recently, a heated argument within your group escalated, pitting Sarah against others. She's perpetually dissatisfied, critical, and her frustrations seem to dominate group interactions. You've tried to be the peacemaker, but your efforts to calm the storm have been in vain. In such situations, Stoicism offers a beacon of wisdom. Instead of plunging into the tempest, adopt reflective listening. When Sarah vents, respond with understanding but without judgment, like saying, "I see you're frustrated by their disagreement." This approach avoids fueling the conflict while acknowledging her feelings. However, if the chaos persists and it disrupts your peace, consider becoming selectively unavailable. This means stepping back, focusing on your own growth, and not being perpetually accessible for others' crises. Seneca, a Stoic philosopher, wisely said, "True happiness is to enjoy the present without anxious dependence upon the future." Apply this when dealing with drama magnets. Focus on the present where your power lies. Turn off your phone at times, create periods dedicated to your work or self-improvement, and make it clear that you're not to be disturbed. By doing so, you're not just avoiding unnecessary drama, but you're also steering your ship towards a life of personal growth and tranquility, away from the whirlpools that threaten your journey. Remember, your time is precious, and sometimes, the best course is to sail calmly, away from the storms others create. The third type of person to avoid is the unfavorable person. Akin to an artist painting a canvas, we encounter various individuals who influence our masterpiece. Among them are the naysayers, those who, rather than adding vibrant colors, cast shadows of doubt and negativity over our dreams and aspirations. Imagine you're embarking on a new career path, fueled by passion and preparation. You share your excitement, only to be met with a barrage of skepticism. The market is too competitive, they say, or what if you fail? Such doubts, if internalized, can erode your confidence and blur your once clear vision. However, the Stoic approach teaches us not to be swayed by these external voices. Instead, question and challenge these doubts. Ask yourself how you can navigate the competitive market or enhance your skills to meet challenges head-on. This shift from absorbing negativity to seeking solutions embodies the Stoic principle of focusing on what we can control, our responses and actions. When dealing with naysayers, especially those close to us, try engaging them in a constructive dialogue. Ask for their advice, placing them in a position to offer constructive feedback rather than outright criticism, or employ positive confrontation. When faced with negativity, prompt them to think of solutions. For instance, if someone doubts your career change, ask them how they envision a successful transition. This not only counters the negativity but fosters a more productive conversation. Remember the wise words of the Stoic philosopher Epictetus: "We have 2 ears and 1 mouth, so that we can listen twice as much as we speak." This isn't an invitation to absorb negativity, but a reminder to discern valuable advice from unhelpful criticism. When faced with naysayers, listen, reflect, and then choose how to paint your canvas, keeping in mind that your life's masterpiece is yours to create. In the end, the lesson for our audience is clear. Embrace the challenges, seek constructive solutions, and never let the doubts of others dim the vibrant colors of your aspirations. Thank you for joining us in today's exploration, a critical dive into friendship and Stoicism. If you've made it to the EI, you're clearly a seeker of profound wisdom and strong connections. Share your thoughts in the comments with friendship to show your engagement with these life-changing insights. Stay tuned for more empowering content. The journey to wise and meaningful relationships is just beginning. The fourth type of person is the toxic positivist. The toxic positivist, they're the embodiment of perpetual sunshine, a whirlwind of rainbows, and a relentless stream of emojis. They're the ones who, in the midst of your struggles, offer a simplistic, just be happy, effectively brushing aside your genuine feelings and experiences with an overly simplistic and glittery optimism. Consider your life as a garden. It's a mix of beautiful flowers but also weeds and pests. The toxic positivist is the one who adamantly ignores anything that isn't a blooming rose. They might say, "Got aphids on your leaves? Just focus on the flowers." While this might seem uplifting, it often leads to feelings of invalidation and a disconnection from reality. Imagine you're grappling with a difficult breakup. You're enveloped in a mix of sadness, confusion, and a quest for emotional equilibrium. Breakups can be profoundly challenging, often leaving you in pain, heartache, and a sense of being lost. During such times, the advice of a toxic positivist can feel not only frustrating, but utterly unreasonable. They might say, "On a wide sea, there are many fish. Just smile and be happy." While there's a kernel of truth in this statement, it glaringly overlooks the immediate pain and complexity of your situation. A breakup can feel like losing a part of yourself, and the advice to simply smile and be happy can seem not just unhelpful but dismissive. This kind of excessive positivity ignores the multifaceted nature of human emotions and the stark realities of life. Life isn't a constant stream of happiness. It's also about confronting and accepting negative emotions like sadness, grief, and disappointment. These feelings are natural and an inevitable part of the human experience. Self-condemnation for experiencing such emotions only exacerbates the pain. Rather than suppressing negative emotions and fixating solely on positivity, we should learn to confront them, accept them, and reflect on how they contribute to our growth and learning. The key lies in maintaining a balance between positive and negative experiences, allowing us to navigate life in a more realistic and balanced manner. The fifth type of person to avoid is the victim. In our journey through life, akin to a grand chess game, we encounter various players. Among them, the fifth type to be wary of is the victim. Picture this. In chess, each player starts with an identical set of pieces, aiming for the same goal, checkmating the opponent. We strategize, sacrifice, and sometimes risk. Yet, the victim blames the board, the pieces, or the opponent for every setback. They see themselves perpetually in checkmate, not due to their choices but because of forces they believe conspire against them. Their narrative is a continuous saga of suffering, with themselves as the powerless lead. This chess analogy mirrors life's challenges and decisions. We all start with similar pieces and goals. Success, however, hinges on how we respond to setbacks. The victim habitually points fingers at external factors, the board, the pieces, the opponent, for their troubles. They shirk responsibility, convinced that external forces constantly thwart them, casting themselves in an endless drama of misery. They overlook their agency, their power to shape their destiny. In contrast, the successful understand that while life throws challenges and uncontrollable elements our way, our reactions and decisions carve our path. Acknowledging that hardships and systemic issues are real for some, the victim we discuss uses their plight as a crutch, evading any accountability. Engaging with them might inadvertently draw you into their narrative, perhaps as a savior in their never-ending distress. Consider a friend who blames all their relationship woes solely on past partners. This not only drains your time but might subtly nudge you towards a similar mindset. How should you interact with such a person, especially if they're close to you? One method is to pose reflective questions like, "What might you do differently?" or "How can you take charge in this area?" This encourages self-examination over dependency. Empathy is key, but avoid becoming their savior. Listen, but don't solve their problems. Recall Epicurus' wisdom. The best revenge is to be unlike him who performed the injustice. If you find yourself drawn into their victimhood, resist. Control your game board. Make your moves. Remember, in life's chess game, being perpetually checkmated is often a choice, not destiny. Keep advancing, sacrifice strategically, and play for growth and wisdom, not revenge or pity. The sixth type of person is the time vampire. Time vampire are people who incessantly demand your time and attention, offering little in return. You might know someone who constantly engages you in draining conversations, or a colleague whose interruptions derail your productivity. They don't just consume your time, they shatter your focus and inner peace. To counteract time vampires, it's vital to establish firm boundaries. Communicate your availability clearly and politely. Let them know when you're open to calls or meetings and when you need undisturbed time for work. Encourage them to respect your schedule, just as you respect theirs. Consider redirecting their demands to more efficient communication methods. If a friend loves long, aimless calls, suggest switching to brief, focused texts or emails for quick updates. This way, you regain control over your time, preventing it from being drained away. Let's delve deeper into this with a practical example. By proposing a switch to concise texts or emails, you save time and create a more convenient communication environment for both parties. This change brings several benefits. Firstly, it gives you control over your time, allowing you to interact at your convenience, free from the constraints of endless calls. Secondly, it leads to more effective communication. Your messages become clear and to the point, facilitating quicker understanding and responses. Lastly, it fosters an environment conducive to resolving specific issues efficiently. By adopting this approach, you assert control over your time and maintain effectiveness in your daily life. This diplomatic and rational proposal of improved communication fosters a positive and convenient environment for everyone involved. In Stoicism, we learn to discern what is within our control and what isn't. Time vampires often attempt to hijack your schedule and focus, but you have the power to set boundaries and manage your time deliberately. Remember Seneca's wise words. It is not that we have a short space of time, but that we waste much of it. Surrounding yourself with people who uplift you and resonate with Stoic principles is essential for your journey in Stoicism and personal growth. By doing so, you not only enhance your own life, but also contribute positively to the lives of those around you. Before we move on to the next part of our discussion on do not be friends with people who do these 13 things, and delve deeper into the wisdom of Stoicism and friendships, I'd love to hear from you. Have you encountered any of these toxic friendship traits in your life? Which of these behaviors do you find most harmful in a friend? Share your experiences and thoughts in the comments below. Your insights are invaluable to our community. And remember to keep watching till the end to learn more about the types of friends you should avoid for a more fulfilling life. Your engagement means a lot to us. The seventh type of person to avoid is the manipulator. Imagine your life as a movie script. You are the protagonist with a vision of your narrative's progression, the twists, your allies, mentors, and the envisioned climax. The manipulator plays the role of a covert scriptwriter, subtly altering your story's course without your awareness. Gradually, you may discover that your life's plot has deviated unexpectedly. A manipulator excels in emotional and psychological tactics. They might employ flattery, guilt, or deceit to influence your decisions for their benefit. Consider a friend who persuades you to pay for meals by exploiting your success and their fabricated hardships. Over time, you realize your generosity is being exploited, yet confronting them is challenging as they've framed their requests as favors. Dealing with a manipulator requires astuteness. One strategy is fogging, a method of agreeing with any truth in their statements while resisting emotional manipulation. For instance, if they comment on your success to urge you to pay for dinner, a response like, "Yes, I've been fortunate, but let's stick to splitting the bill," is appropriate. Another tactic is setting firm boundaries. If they seek financial help or push you into uncomfortable commitments, assertively decline while offering alternative support like, "I can't lend money, but I'm here for emotional support." Incorporate wisdom from Stoic philosophy. Epictetus, a renowned Stoic philosopher, advised, "We cannot choose our external circumstances, but we can always choose how we respond to them." Manipulators prey on predictable responses, exploiting your kindness, guilt, or need for approval. By altering your reactions, you regain control of your narrative. Remember, you are the author of your life's script. Your journey should be directed by your values and choices. Reclaim your story and refuse to let anyone distort your life's path. This advice is particularly relevant in today's world, where relationships can be complex and challenging. Men in the 30 to 65 age bracket, often facing significant life decisions and changes, must be vigilant in their friendships. The wisdom of Stoicism, combined with practical strategies, can guide you in nurturing genuine, supportive relationships while avoiding those that may lead you astray from your true path. The eighth, who revel in excessive consumption. Stoicism, a philosophy grounded in moderation, teaches us that accumulating more doesn't necessarily solve our problems. It often just transforms them. Seneca, a renowned Stoic philosopher, once highlighted that those who excessively indulge in pleasures like overeating or overspending are in a constant chase for happiness, a pursuit that often leads to their downfall. This brings us to the story of Jack, a perfect embodiment of this principle. Imagine Jack, a man who finds joy in lavish spending. His life is a series of extravagant shopping sprees, opulent parties, and dining at the finest restaurants. Jack believes that happiness lies in these pleasures, in the thrill of acquiring new things and experiencing luxury. However, this lifestyle comes at a cost. He spends recklessly, often on things he doesn't need, and his nights are spent in pursuit of these extravagant experiences. Jack's story is a cautionary tale from the Stoic perspective. His relentless pursuit of materialistic pleasure and lack of self-control in managing his resources, be it money, time, or energy, is precisely what Stoicism advises against. Stoicism isn't just about avoiding excess, it's about finding balance. It teaches us that true contentment arises not from material abundance but from a life lived with ethical integrity and self-restraint. If Jack were to embrace Stoic principles, he would learn to find joy in spiritual fulfillment rather than material excess. Stoicism encourages us to engage with the world thoughtfully, to savor life's joys without succumbing to overindulgence. It's about finding satisfaction in moderation and self-control, rather than in the relentless accumulation of possessions or experiences. As we reflect on Jack's story, let's remember that achieving a stable and virtuous state of mind isn't about denying ourselves pleasure, but about managing our desires effectively. It's a journey of self-discovery, where we learn to balance our needs and wants, leading to a more fulfilled and contented life. As Stoics, we strive for this balance, understanding that true happiness comes from within, not from the excesses of the world around us. The ninth, avoiding the company of gossips. In our fast-paced, communication-driven world, gossip is more rampant than ever. These individuals carelessly spread stories, often disregarding the truth and the harm they might cause. When you associate with gossips, you're essentially planting seeds of distrust and misunderstanding in your life. Remember the wise words of Marcus Aurelius: "Don't waste time arguing about what a good man should be. Be one." As a Stoic, your aim is to pursue virtue and truth, and getting entangled in gossip veers you off this path. It's not just about not engaging in gossip yourself, but also steering clear of those who don't value truth and morality. Let's put this into perspective with a relatable scenario. Imagine you're in a competitive workplace and you've just completed a significant project. You're proud of your work, but soon, you hear rumors about you and your project spreading through the office. The culprit? A gossiping colleague. This person, by spreading unverified and disrespectful information, has not only affected your morale but also poisoned the workplace atmosphere. In such situations, Stoic philosophy teaches us to maintain our integrity. Don't let gossip tarnish your character or your moral standing. Continue to work diligently and let the quality of your work speak for itself, proving that truth and values are more powerful than baseless rumors. In conclusion, be wary of those who indulge in spreading unverified stories and avoid placing your trust in those who lack a commitment to morality and truth. By doing so, you protect not only your peace of mind but also uphold the Stoic virtues of integrity and truthfulness. This approach will not only improve your personal life but also create a more positive and productive environment in your professional life. The 10th, Lord of Pessimism. A figure who embodies the antithesis of Stoic resilience and optimism. Picture a landscape under a gloomy sky. While some may find a unique beauty in its somber tones, the pessimist sees only the impending rain, a metaphor for their perpetual focus on the negative. Their mindset is akin to a darkened room, devoid of windows, where no light of positivity can penetrate. This relentless focus on the darker aspects of life blinds them to the opportunities hidden within challenges. In this context, the wisdom of Marcus Aurelius is particularly poignant. Reject your sense of injury, and the injury itself disappears. This quote encapsulates the Stoic belief in the power of perspective. Stoicism teaches us that it's not the external events that disturb us, but rather our interpretation of them. Therefore, it's crucial to surround yourself with individuals who don a balanced mindset, those who can see beyond the immediate gloom and recognize the potential for growth and learning in every situation. In our modern lives, this translates to choosing friends who uplift rather than drag us down. The Lord of Pessimism, with their constant negativity, can be a drain on our mental and emotional resources. It's essential to remember that while we cannot control external events, we can control our reactions to them. By steering clear of those who are perpetually cloaked in negativity, we safeguard our inner tranquility and maintain the resilience that Stoicism advocates. This approach not only benefits our mental well-being, but also aligns with the Stoic practice of focusing on what is within our power to change, our perceptions, actions, and attitudes. 11th, the lazy ones. Laziness is not just a personal failing, it's akin to a contagious disease, subtly infecting those around it. The Stoics believed in the power of our environment to shape our character and habits. As Seneca once said, "Associate with those who will make a better man of you." This wisdom rings especially true when we consider the impact of those we choose to surround ourselves with. Imagine a workplace, a microcosm of society, where certain colleagues embody the essence of laziness. They approach their tasks perfunctorily, exuding a sense of comfort and ease that's dangerously alluring. This attitude, while seemingly harmless, can seep into our own mindset. For the young and impressionable especially, the illusion of comfort and the avoidance of hard work can be a seductive path, leading us away from the virtues of diligence and progress. The Stoics remind us that progress, be it in our work, personal development, or spiritual journey, is achieved through consistent effort and self-improvement. Those who embrace laziness, who shun the path of growth and hard work, are unlikely to find success in their careers or personal lives. Promotions, salary increases, and more importantly, personal fulfillment are fruits born from the seeds of hard work and perseverance. So, as we navigate through the complexities of relationships and friendships, let us be mindful of the company we keep. Let us seek out those who inspire us to be better, who challenge us to grow, and who reflect the values we aspire to embody. Remember, in the words of Epictetus, the key is to keep company only with people who uplift you, whose presence calls forth your best. Let this be a guiding principle in our journey as Stoics, as we strive to live a life of purpose, diligence, and virtue. 12th, people who frequently borrow money but are not honest. In our journey through life, it's crucial to choose our companions wisely. especially when it comes to friendships. Let's delve into a significant aspect of this choice, particularly in the context of Stoicism. Imagine you're walking a path and along the way you meet people who frequently borrow money, but lack the honesty to return it. Stoicism teaches us the value of integrity and the importance of surrounding ourselves with those who uphold these virtues. Why should you be cautious of befriending such individuals, especially before you turn 30? This age is often a pivotal point in life. You might be laying the foundations of a family, embarking on a new career, or investing in personal growth. A small misstep during this phase can lead to substantial setbacks. Stoic philosophers like Seneca emphasize the importance of associating with people who reflect the values we aspire to. He famously said, "Associate with people who are likely to improve you." Therefore, in both your professional and personal life, it's wise to steer clear of those who habitually live in debt without the intention to repay. These individuals often lack the fundamental honesty and responsibility that are essential in a trustworthy friend. The risk they pose isn't just financial, it's a risk to your peace of mind, your family's stability, and your future. In the spirit of Stoicism, let's remember that our choices in friendships are a reflection of our values and aspirations. By choosing friends who are honest, responsible, and aligned with our principles, we not only protect our well-being but also set ourselves on a path of growth and fulfillment. As you navigate the complexities of relationships, let this wisdom guide you towards making choices that enrich your life and uphold the virtues you cherish. Remember, the company you keep is a mirror of your own journey. Choose wisely, and let your friendships be a source of strength and inspiration. 13. Those who exaggerate and lack realism about themselves. In the realm of personal and professional development, the concepts of emotional quotient, EQ, and intelligence quotient, IQ, are often heralded as significant influencers. Yet, they are not the sole arbiters of our journey towards career advancement. Embracing the Stoic philosophy, we understand that attributes like intelligence are not entirely under our control. But what is within our grasp is the effort we exert, a core tenet of Stoicism. If you find yourself not blessed with a high IQ, it is not a license to surrender, but a call to continually seek knowledge and self-improvement. However, our path is sometimes clouded by those who indulge in arrogance, consistently overstating their capabilities. Regular exposure to such individuals can inadvertently lead us to adopt a similar disposition. This trait is akin to the Stoic concept of amathia, described as a kind of ignorance of what is good. These individuals often consider themselves unrecognized talents, conveniently overlooking their flaws and attributing their lack of success to timing or the envy of others. Such a perspective is a departure from Stoic realism, where self-awareness and acceptance of our limitations are crucial. Living in this illusion, one risks falling into the same trap, where self-delusion replaces self-improvement. As Seneca wisely stated, it is not because things are difficult that we do not dare. It is because we do not dare that things are difficult. In modern times, this translates to confronting the reality of our abilities and limitations. Instead of being swayed by false narratives of grandeur, Stoicism encourages us to focus on what is within our control, our efforts, and our attitude towards self-improvement. This approach not only fosters true growth, but also shields us from the distortions of arrogance, leading to a more grounded and productive path in life. You are the one who lifts us up, but you can also be the one who brings us down. They say associate with 5 friends who are eager to learn, insightful, helpful, and willing to share, and you will become the 6th. But if you're close to 5 friends who spend their days drinking and indulging in alcohol, in the end there will be 6 drunkards. It can be seen that most of us are greatly influenced by the environment around us, especially those we frequently interact with. Therefore, choose your friends, choose your teacher, choose your books, are wise teachings from ancient times. Confucius taught us, never make friends with someone who has nothing more than you, and avoid these 6 types of people and 7 personality traits if you don't want your career to be ruined. 1. Do not trust or collaborate with these 6 types of people. Do not trust or work with those who lack humanity to avoid frustration and bitterness. Do not trust or work with people with negative energy that could affect your optimistic and positive mindset. Do not trust or collaborate with those who live without principles or those who prioritize money above all else. Do not trust those who are ungrateful because after receiving a favor, they are likely to betray you in the future. Do not trust those who only value material possessions and prioritize their own interests without considering the consequences for others. Do not trust or collaborate with those who lack self-awareness and work without a specific purpose. They are easily swayed by money and changes. 2. Do not form close relationships with people with these 7 personality traits. Do not associate with those who are disrespectful to their parents and ungrateful to their relatives. Do not befriend those who constantly calculate every small detail, always fearing they will lose out, showing their narrow-mindedness and lack of consideration for others. If they have the opportunity, they will always seek to gain more and only find happiness in taking advantage of others. Do not befriend those who are harsh and rude in everyday life, speak without restraint, and do not choose their words carefully. In their lives, they tend to measure the hearts of others by their own petty standards, and their behavior often causes harm to others. Do not befriend those who lack respect for others. The ancients said, "Respect those who respect you an inch, and respect those who respect you a foot." This means that in life we must give and take, receive and give back. If someone only lives for themselves, does not respect others' efforts, achievements, and feelings, they are not suitable for friendship. Do not befriend those who flatter those in power. As human beings, we all have our own dignity and character. Whether we are rich or poor, high-ranking officials or commoners, we all live as equals. If someone only bows and bends before authority and status, it shows that their moral character and strength are insufficient to achieve success. Do not befriend those who are fickle and insincere. If you trust and befriend someone with a double-faced personality, always seeking personal gain and disregarding loyalty and sincerity, when facing difficulties in life, not only can you not rely on them, but you must also be cautious to avoid harm. Do not befriend those who are cold-hearted, ruthless, and malicious, resembling tigers or wolves. 3. If possible, cherish and befriend these 4 types of people. Definitely befriend someone who dares to criticize and critique themselves, as having them around will always remind and monitor our behavior, helping us discover our flaws and find ways to improve and develop. Definitely befriend someone who understands themselves as well, as in the darkest and most disappointing times. They can stay by our side, share, and provide emotional support to make us more resilient. Definitely befriend someone with a positive energy source, always ready to be there and cheer us up in times of lost optimism and darkness. Definitely befriend someone who can be a wise guide, willing to slow down to walk alongside us, sharing the journey and helping us navigate through fog and obstacles. As we conclude this video, let's remember that the essence of Stoicism is not just about theoretical understanding, but more importantly, it's about the practical application of its principles in our daily lives. Every interaction, every decision, is an opportunity to practice Stoicism, to cultivate resilience, wisdom, and tranquility. I encourage you to reflect on your relationships and ask yourself, are the people in my life uplifting my spirit and encouraging growth, or are they hindering my journey towards a virtuous life? Please share your thoughts and experiences in the comments section. How have you applied Stoic principles to improve your friendships and personal relationships? Your stories are a source of inspiration and a learning for our Stoic community. Together, let's strive to build a life that resonates with the core values of Stoicism, a life marked by personal growth, inner peace, and happiness. Thank you for being a part of Stoic in your life. Remember to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell for more insightful content. Stay stoic, stay strong. As we conclude this video, let's remember that the essence of Stoicism is not just about theoretical understanding, But more importantly, it's about the practical application of its principles in our daily lives. Every interaction, every decision, is an opportunity to practice Stoicism, to cultivate resilience, wisdom, and tranquility. I encourage you to reflect on your relationships and ask yourself, are the people in my life uplifting my spirit and encouraging growth, or are they hindering my journey towards a virtuous life? Please share your thoughts and experiences in the comments section. How have you applied Stoic principles to improve your friendships and personal relationships? Your stories are a source of inspiration and learning for our Stoic community. Together, let's strive to build a life that resonates with the core values of Stoicism, a life marked by personal growth, inner peace, and happiness. Thank you for being a part of Stoic in your life. Remember to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell for more insightful content. Stay Stoic, stay strong.